Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast, where we discuss and celebrate some of our favorites in TV and film. I am your host, Xavier, and with me are my fellow Popcorn Watchlist panelists. You have Danny, Anthony, and Zach. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Hello, hello.
I know we've all been really excited for this next episode. I know Anthony and I specifically have been pretty excited for it ever since it was announced. We were kind of all wondering what was going on, how it's going to happen. But we are going to be talking about Edgar Wright's latest film, and is none other than The Running Man, based off of a Stephen King story, and technically a remake from an older Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from 1987, if I'm not mistaken. Jesus, the year Anthony never born. And a lot of people were pretty intrigued by it. Pretty intrigued by this, but The Running Man, again, is directed and co-written by Edgar Wright, and it stars none other than Glenn Powell, with a supporting cast that includes, Josh Brolin, Coleman Domingo. So Running Man got a pretty kind of really big hype, especially considering, Edgar Wright. Everybody's looking forward to his own unique style that he brings into his films, into a remake of an older, 80s action sci-fi movie. But in this case, it's also exciting because it's a lot closer to the book itself, or to the original story written by Stephen King. And Stephen King, in essence, had signed off on it and was like, hey, these changes are closer to the original. They're really good. So he's, he gave his blessing and A-OK with the screenplay that was written by Edgar Wright and, thank you, Internet, Michael Bacall. So it is, a great vehicle for Glenn Powell to go off and do his thing. I'd like to joke that it's another chance for Glenn Powell to try out different accents and costumes. He's already done that in that movie on Netflix, The Hitman, and now he's doing it here in The Running Man. So I need him to do it a third time with something
also
else. Really
in
goofy.
Chad Powers.
That's right, Chad Powers on Hulu. It's the trifecta of I gotta disguise myself in order for stuff to happen. But it's pretty fun. I enjoyed that aspect of it. I didn't really connect the dots until halfway through, a quarter of the way through the movie. I'm just hey, wait a minute. They just give Glenn Powell another excuse to dress up and play with his voice. So, yeah, it's pretty surprising that it came out in the month of November, when the month of November is crazy stacked. But the theater we went to, I think it was our local Limax, if I'm not mistaken. Right, guys?
Yeah, they didn't have it in Dolby.
Yeah.
I saw it in Dolby.
Losers.
Good
job. You know what? You're allowed. You're allowed to hold that up.
And the sound was incredible. Just so you know.
Nice. Yeah, when it comes to this, Edgar Wright's style is in the movie. It's not as so hyper over the top as much as it is in his other films, but his music selection, the way he transitions into scenes, the way he sets up set pieces are still really on brand for Edgar Wright. So I really enjoyed a lot of that. But coming from, I know Zach and Danny, I don't think I've ever seen the original. For me, it's been such a long time since the original I have ever seen it. I don't know, Anthony, did you ever see the original?
I did see it, but same as you. It was a very long time ago, and I wasn't able to rewatch it before us reviewing this. So I remember very little in bits and pieces, because I probably was watching it when I was too young and probably shouldn't have been watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it technically came out, like I said, the year that we were born. So there's a lot of the same theatrics and stuff are in there. So this is around the time where Stephen King had written so much that it's hey, let's just turn a whole bunch of this stuff into movies. But the main concept of the movie is kind of near future America, very much the dystopic kind of sci-fi thing going on, where Um, there are people, there are the haves and the have-nots, and a lot of the folks struggling to survive are getting desperate, and it's so desperate that America has basically legalized like high-risk game shows up until the point where there's even one. The main running the main game show, which is The Running Man, where people need to survive for basically 30 days and not get caught, and then they'll be able to, um, you know, uh, win the entire game and have a life changing amount of money and life changing amount of money for their family, and and go through it because it's the case or like how far they can go but nobody has done it yet. So um you know, what's cool is that I think compared to the original, or sorry, compared to the 1987 movie, this one's a little bit more serious, even though it has its own like level of comedy. Um, I don't know if I would say serious is the right word, but there's a lot of like goofy stuff that goes on in the Running Man. But I think that's kind of like it's just a different. It's I don't want to say it's a different tone, but there's that whole like the game show's different. Like you do have like you have the runners and then you have the hunters. So in the original one though, the hunters were like other killers, but they were like really goofy. They had like nicknames and like personas. Like there was like Buzzsaw and Sub Zero, and they had like
Weren't they
wild
like
names.
huge? Like they were like huge people.
Yeah, they were just really large dudes. I mean, they had to be large, and also there was like forced perspective, I think, a bit because Arnold was huge, and it was another one of these like, hey, Arnold's kicking through a whole bunch of these movies in the 80s, and the there's differences, but I think for anyone not knowing that there was a movie originally done with Arnold Schwarzenegger starring with the same kind of concept, I think going into this movie, it's okay to not know that because I think you'll get the same gist of it. It's kind of bleak, but it's not like super over the like really, for lack of a better term, just really 80s, where it's just like not subtle at all. Like there are like, of course, what I liked about this movie too is like there are some subtle things that you can see and notice if you pay attention. There's like the ideas and the world building without it just beating you over the head with it. So again, more kudos to Edgar Wright for being able to do all that. But yeah, so kind of the movie kind of go right into it, I think. Can we just get that was a way longer running start, so to speak. I'm just trying to drop the Running Man puns interspersed everywhere.
Boo. Boo.
No, we're not allowed. Anyway,
say that
I'm gonna
again.
do them. Yeah, say that again. Yeah, you gotta be in the Running Man. Wait, say that again. Just say that again. No, but yeah, I think.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
6. Oh man, yeah, it's nuts. So going into it, like kind of going right into it, like I really dug the movie a lot. I mean, that's kind of, I think we're all biased here because we all really like Edgar Wright's stuff. Like we're like,
oh yeah,
like to us, like Edgar Wright can do no wrong. So going into it, there may be some spoilers, but also there's a lot of Edgar Wright bias. Like it's hard. It's gonna be hard to be objective. Like yeah, there's some things we can talk about, but he's too good. Like he knows the kind of movie he wants to make. He does the appropriate style. The cuts are just right. The way he brings in established actors doing their thing is perfect. Like Josh Brolin is so believable. Like he has just the right amount of charisma as like the game show producer.
Killian, I think.
Yeah,
right? Something Killian. I think
yes,
was his name.
It is. Is it Ben Killian? It's
Aldrich.
Dan
no,
Killian.
that's Dan Killian. Aldrich is from Iron
Cillian
Man
Murphy.
3. That's from Iron Man 3. But yeah, yeah, it's definitely Dan Killian. Yeah, he's honestly he's perfect. Like it's just the right amount. Like yeah, all right, perfect. Now do that again. Get that type of energy. Like he's definitely like the like okay, like this is like this is kind of dooky. Like like he's making the most out of like a really like crappy situation where like you kind of like, does he have my back? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But it's cool to see that like through the TV, like you have like the type of TV that people watch, and then like you go through the game show bursts of like, oh, well, this is that one. What was the one where like the guy had to run on a hamster wheel?
That's the one where Sean Hayes was the host, right?
Yeah, that is the one where Sean Hayes was the host. And yeah,
I don't
like
remember
that's
the name of the show, but it was it looked very silly.
yeah, but yeah, like it was great. Like again, like establishing this whole idea where like Ben Richards is a guy who like deep down like you get the idea that yeah, he's fed up, he's really like struggling but also really mad at like the situation he finds his wife and his daughter in, because his poor daughter's sick and just can't like get medicine for the flu, like poor girl. And so he gets desperate and has to, hey, I'm gonna go sign up for some game shows. It's kind of like, dude, like yeah, you're signing up for like you know like for to possibly die. It's like, I'm signing up for gladiatorial combat for you guys. Let's see what happens. And he's like, don't worry, I'm not gonna do the Running Man. Like, I'm not crazy. And he goes through the whole psych profile, and they're like, Running Man, like just and like they lure him with a sign up bonus. Like, hey, here you go. Like, you can have you're gonna the more you do, the money that will be sent to your family. And that's that whole like idea of just damn, like I gotta now do this. But it's established that Ben Richards is no like pushover. Like, he's a guy that he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's in all right shape, given the fact that he has to go through all this stuff. So like he's not like oh, I'm dumb, I'm not gonna get through with this or not. Like he actually can get around to do some stuff. So it sets up the movie for a really fun and exciting and it's sometimes thrilling scenarios. But yeah, I kind of open it up to the floor to you guys. Like, what did you guys think initially? What were some of your favorite moments? What do you guys really, any specific like fun standout things for you all?
Well, starting at the beginning, was I the only one that felt that the chemistry between him and his wife was off? I don't know. I felt like that scene either, if to me it felt like either if it was a reshoot or their chemistry was just off because what his wife was played by Sheila Richards. She was in Sinners most recently. She was also the mayor in the Batman, who gets she runs for
Yeah,
mayor
she
in
gets
the movie The
elected.
Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even
but
notice.
yeah, but yeah, but
that's Jamie Lawson.
so like I've seen her in other things, and so I know like she's a good actress. And Glenn Powell, I've seen him in other things, and I know he's a good actor. It just seemed like either the way he was delivering his lines in those specific scenes at the beginning, like with her, just seemed off to me because right after that, it seemed like the movie shifts and then like he's acting differently. And I don't know. So for me, it was just a little off in those first like, I guess that's like the first 5 minutes of the movie. But I don't know if any of you guys felt the same way, but it felt like they were in the room together, and it was just like it felt like he was like reading lines off a script like straight instead of just like vibing and acting with her. But that was just me. I don't know. But
I,
everything else after that, I felt like okay, Norman Powell like is not acting that way like throughout the rest of the movie.
I mean, I didn't really notice anything off. I probably wasn't
Glenn
like
Powell, I'm sorry,
too focused on
thinking of the Heat.
what?
No, I said Norman Powell because I have the Miami Heat in my head.
Oh, Norman Powell.
Glenn Powell, Glenn Powell.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't really notice anything off. Like it didn't feel off. But I mean, I wasn't really focused on the acting part. Just listening to what was going on. But no, I didn't really notice anything. I'd have to
Alright.
watch it again to see if I noticed what you were talking about. But initially, I didn't notice anything like that.
All right. Was it just me?
What about you,
Yeah,
Danny?
just you.
Nice.
I think I could kind of see what you're talking about, where it does feel like a different vibe compared to the rest of the movie. but it didn't stand out as much to me where I'd be like, oh, kind of like I feel like I'd also have to be like Zach where I need to watch it again, but I feel like I get what you're saying.
I think you might notice it more like if you watch it again.
I think to
But
me,
we shall
what
see.
I think Anthony saw it as like a sort of like a mismatch of like chemistry. I think it was more maybe been like a mismatch of like the two different characters and where they're at like mental state. So I don't know if it was just like, oh, like we're gonna have Ben Richards just be really like kind of like outwardly angry, and then you have at this point he has Sheila like trying to just kind of like hold it together and keep things up because he doesn't have a job and he can't get his old job back because he broke regulations trying to save somebody or save people, and so he's just kind of like like feeling the pressure. And I think like it like the way he emoted that and brought it up may have been a little jarring between him and his wife. So I think that's where I can see where Anthony comes up from it. But I'm more on the camp of like Zach and Danny, where like I don't think it was a they didn't jive together with chemistry. I just think maybe at that point Glenn might have been overdoing it a little bit. But as he gets into the studio plaza and gets into all of the casting, then it comes up to a point where like, all right, cool, yeah, like you can it's starting to settle in more, just like the kind of like character that he is.
So the idea is that he got like blacklisted, right?
Yeah, he got
And
blacklisted
that's why
from
it
a
was
lot
like
of the
hard for
like
him.
decent jobs. Yeah, so that's why he was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna try to like do some janky jobs like on the side," or that he's not allowed to do that either. And they go through all like the footage of like you see him like running away from like a mine wall that's starting to blow up, or there's like an oil rig and he's like literally saving somebody so that he can. So that they don't die, but like, oh, like that's against regulations, and so you're fired for, doing the right thing. So is stinks for him. And so he's kind of feeling it's like, man, like I'm getting punished for what I think is doing the right thing.
Yeah, I like the intro sequence that they play with him like walking across the street after he leaves his home when he
Oh
decides like
yeah,
he's
it
gonna
pans up and you see
uh
the banner.
and then it has a
Like
whole like the sequence with the song playing, and then it gives you like the glimpse of the outside world and how everything's run by this one company essentially, or mostly everything.
yeah, basically like, oh, there's laws and people in charge, but like no, they have the money, they control what goes out there. And
Did
then
the
you also
mo-
like yeah.
did the movie ever say what year it was taking place in? Because I know the other movie took place in a different year, and I know the book takes place in a different year.
I think the book takes place in 2025 if
I
I'm not.
think I recall the other movie taking place in 2019. I think,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if they said the year for this one.
I think it's supposed to be a weird version of 2025.
In the book, it is set to 2025.
Yeah, so the movie is as well, I think.
Alternate, close to
I mean,
home future.
maybe close to home future. Yeah, like I want to say like 2035, like because the electric cars are pretty interesting there. But yeah, like that's interesting. But yeah, and so like it
The
really is
original movie
interesting.
was 2019. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. But yeah, the I mean like the way like I really liked how like you also saw the twisting of like the narrative just to fit to kind of like I don't want to say bloodlust, but like to get the crowd and the audience kind of like fired up to watch the show and be invested in the characters because they're like, oh, they're these are terrible people, and uh his wife works as a call girl maybe, and he's leaving his daughter behind. It's like these are moochers of society, whatever. And like you see him even like mad, and they're like, no, just roll with it. It's all part of the show, baby. And okay, like, and I have to like go off on like a side list of like one of the things I really liked about the movie, is Coleman Domingo as Bobby T, the host. Like, dude, he was just perfect. Like every scene he was in, where he was either narrating or he's like, "Let's roll the footage," or "Let's see where the dumb dopey runner was going around." Like you could just see it. You're like, dude, like, but like he's just setting it up perfectly. Like he's too good.
Has he been in other stuff before? I feel like I've seen him before, but I can't quite put my finger on where
yeah.
he might have shown up,
Home and Domingo, Fear the Walking Dead.
which I haven't seen.
Let's see.
I haven't even finished the regular Walking Dead, so
He was in Euphoria.
Haven't seen that one
you're,
either.
you're talking about movies, though, right?
Yeah, mostly movies because I haven't seen probably too many like recent TV shows.
He was in Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, but
I
just the voice.
Don't remember that.
Yeah.
As a voice, yeah.
Yeah, he's a voice. He was in Rustin. That's a biopic in on Netflix.
Also in Candyman.
I haven't seen that one.
Was he? Oh my god, I can't remember because I saw Candyman, the more recent one, but I forgot.
He was the voice of Norman Osborn in the most recent Spider-Man Disney Plus animated show.
Yeah, Anthony took that one I knew for sure. Yeah, he's Osborn. He's awesome in that, by the way. He's
Friendly
great.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which I have not seen yet, actually, either. Yeah, I haven't seen any. Okay, I've seen a couple of these, like the Transformers one, but I would not have known.
He's in Wicked.
Who he was.
Yeah. Oh, the
In
second
what?
movie?
In Wicked. Oh, in the
We're
second
good.
one.
Oh, yes, I think he's the voice of the lion.
Oh, he is. That's actually kind of
think so.
badass.
He was in Selma.
Oh, he was in Selma. Okay.
Yes.
42.
He was in 42, The Butler.
See, 42 is one that I really want to see too.
42 is really good. I forgot that he was in 42. Can't remember.
Yeah, clearly quite a few things that I
He was in that Netflix
should have seen.
movie, Electric State.
That's right. Was he a voice? Wait, who was he in that?
He was also in it's a pretty new Netflix show, I think, that came out earlier this year.
4 seasons.
With Tina Fey. Yeah, the 4 seasons.
He was a voice in that one.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, like he has a very commanding voice, but then when you have all like the flashy showmanship of his character, like it was scene stealing. He's really good. Like I think like it's a good idea to kind of like, okay, cool. Like you should see more of how he does in these situations. At 4 seasons, I think he was nominated for an Emmy. But yeah, no, he's really cool. He's a good actor in it.
He was in the most recent The Color Purple remake.
Oh, cool. I think my sister actually saw that. I didn't get a chance to see it, but that is pretty cool. Let's see.
Yeah, I think the first time I remember seeing him like stand out was Fear the Walking Dead. Even though I didn't watch all that show, I only saw the beginning of it. But to me, he was by far the standout character.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was signing up to, do a lot of filming in hot, sweaty, hot Atlanta. But we digress. Yeah, he sets the tone for a lot of the big stages really well. But I mentioned earlier that gives the chance for Ben Richards to, and in this case Glenn Powell, to kind of like flex around and do some different acting. Like he can like when he takes the train ride and he goes to the hotel, like he has a different different disguises and persona. He's trying to like get like his like starting seed money. He's trying to make the use of that and trying to go through his thing. What was it? No, yeah, the New York sequence. I forgot. I remember, or like I don't know if I remember if he like took a train to go to Boston, or I know initially he flew from like the Corpo city that they were at, and he went to New York. But that whole sequence then from like going from there and then going to Boston, that's where we get like the really big sequence where they're trying to jump, Richards in that veteran's like apartment that he switched places with. So that whole sequence is really cool, and I think it gave people who wanted to see a treat of Glenn Powell's butt.
God.
But yeah, because he had to butt because those kind of apartments they have communal showers, so he jump out and he's just like, oh crap, like they're here, so I have to like, and then he also does his Boston accent. He's like, yes, I saw Richards up going down to floor 1. Like he again, like it's little things that we're able to. It's like, hey, like it's just like Glenn, go and play, like have fun with this. But it's also like tease up that really great action sequence. What'd you guys think?
That was like one of the great scenes of the movie because I think it was was it like the first big action scene that we got, because I don't remember if there was anything before that really, aside from like a couple small things here and there, but him having to run from the hunters and climb up the side of the building and then the one part where I think he was climbing down, and the giant letter falls off, and he's like, "Why?" And it's the letter Y. I thought it was
Why?
hilarious.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
an
it was,
Edgar
I thought
Wright
that was
thing.
hilarious.
Yeah, like that was an Edgar Wright thing, 100%. He's looking at me, he's like, why? It's just a freaking letter Y.
It's like it's so on the nose dad joke, but it's so damn good. It was
like
so good.
Yeah, like it's that heightened tension of just like, oh crap, like it's the chase scene. Like he's gotta like get out of this. Like how's he gonna get out of this? That like, get back into his room to change clothes and then to be able to like actually like, get his stuff, get his go bag and get the hell out of there. Like how is he gonna do that properly? And that's where you have like McCone and the rest of the hunters like going out. And I love how they like played up the hunters to be like almost like celebrities in their own right. Like McCone, he's like, oh, for retaliation, you can never see his face or whatever.
Can't
like,
escape destiny.
Oh my god, and fate. What was it? Destiny's the gun and fate's the knife.
I think so.
That's again like good. Like this is stupid. Like how we're gonna make this for TV. Like, yeah, that was too good. Freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I really liked a lot of the tongue in cheek, like messed up but funny, either advertisements or just like not
Like
intros,
jokes.
but no, all the advertisements for the Running Man show and other shows that are like
Yeah.
Americanos.
Americanos, like
Oh, that reality show.
yeah,
Come
The
on.
Americanos. Like I can't believe like I was just like it's good.
Kardashians.
Like
It's the Kardashians
yeah,
in the future
basically yeah, future Kardashians and
or
I love
current.
seeing his reaction while he was watching those.
yeah, it's just like, oh, why? It was kind of like, and like the whole idea, like you have the whole theme of just like, hey, like stop watching Freebie. Like that's how like they get you suckered in, and then you start going through all this stuff, and you just kind of believe everything you watch and all that kind of thing. So, everything's all about the network and the network.
Yep.
So,
Sucking up
and
your attention.
and more of that happens in after Boston with the whole like chase sequence and the network kind of soldiers or the network like security guys kind of go in there and like they end up dying in the explosion that he didn't want to cause, but they were lighting fires down there and everything. And then you have the whole that happens, but then like, oh, like I love how like in the show they painted just like Ben Richards is a madman. He killed 8 people. Let's say, let's give him a memoriam. And then he gets the message is like, hey, you get a bonus for killing people. Like that was nuts. Like to kind of like see it in the background of just like
then, and they bring out all the kids. They're like, here are the kids of the family members that he killed tonight.
And here's a silent vigil for everyone. Let's do this. Again, it's supposed to be like sad, but it's also like really ridiculous. Coleman Domingo sells it. It's so good. It's too good. What'd you guys think after he ran into Bradley and then he had to escape because Bradley's mom was like, whoa, like this is too much heat on us. We gotta go. Like, what'd you guys think of the because it's very like to much me like very like two things that were very Edgar Wright about like the rest of like the Boston stuff, like the the videotapes that he did, like when he was doing all his like anti-network propaganda stuff with all his like recordings and stuff. Uh, I thought that was like his the whole style of how that guy was like this person wasn't there before. That's fake stuff, and like how they're finding out like how like people normally do in conspiracy theories of like the crowd's different or this person's there all the time. And if you're gonna watch The Running Man, you got to understand that like there's an archetype for three people. I
Well,
actually dug
I
that a lot.
I have a question about that. So the guy doing the conspiracy stuff, is that the guy that was there with him? Was that
Yes.
him doing that? Okay, it was him.
Yes, that's why he
Yeah,
has
Okay,
like
okay,
he
okay.
had
just
his own
the
like
green
a room full
screen,
of
a
tapes.
costume, and he had all the different seasons. He's like, this is X amount of season of The Running Man, and this is what's going on, because they know that hey, like the game is rigged, and like that's one of the big things about like the whole themes in the movies, like and the stories, like the game is rigged. So, but there's always like that hope of
No
like
matter what
if
you
you play
do.
this right. Yeah, no matter what you do. But hey, like because you're giving you this knowledge, now you know that you're just funneling into like their system. There's always going to be some other way that they're going to try to get you back into it all. But at the same time, like if you go do all of this and you pre-record all of your tapes and then we'll send them out on your behalf, then you can just hang out and hide at a bunker and you're fine. Like you can wait out the 30 days and they have no choice but to like ensure that you win. So I thought that's a cool idea, but then like, you know, uh, but unfortunately, like, hey, he's got to, get out of Boston first. So the way that was cut in the exposition and the explanation of like how the network's been doing this for so long, I thought it was cool. Like it's very that was like a like all right, cool, like an Edgar Wright-ism of just like that kind of like style of we're gonna cut to this and then bring this up, but like have but still like make the plot and the story flow. That's what I thought. The second thing was, what did you guys think about when they had to smuggle Ben Richards back out and they were getting chased by some, random citizens trying to like take him out when he
The
was
the
stuck in the
shots
trunk?
were the shots were kind of cool. I liked where it showed they were having him like in the trunk. The camera was in the trunk with him instead of showing what was going on outside. And then he was like, "Oh, wait, like what's going on out here?" He would open up the trunk and then the camera pans and shows the guys on the bikes. I don't know if all of that was like shot in one shot. Not just up to that moment, but even for like the next couple minutes, it felt like it was all done in one shot. But I thought that was pretty cool how they did it. I don't know
Yeah,
if anyone can.
that's what I was alluding to. Yeah, like I hope I wasn't the only one thinking like, hey, that's done really well. Like from his years of being able to do this kind of stuff, like I was like, okay, that's a great way for Edgar Wright to creatively show that like this is still dangerous, but from the point of view directly of Ben Richards' situations. And it's also like I'm putting a lot of trust um into Bradley and his brother. Like that was also cool because I was a little like, oh man, are they gonna get stopped? Are they gonna kill them while they're driving and he's stuck there? Like what's gonna happen? It was pretty cool. I personally like that a lot.
Well, it was when he was with Bradley, where Bradley describes to him the same archetype, like the type of person that the show picks to be on the Running Man.
Yeah, like when you have
Right.
like the person who's like doesn't care, you have like the sad sap or whatever it was, and then you had the madman, like angry guy, like you're angry guy, like right now you are angry guy, like this is your archetype. But I'm talking about also after, like after they have to smuggle him out of Boston.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool scene. I wish it was a little bit longer, but yeah, what we had was pretty cool. I know it seemed like a one shot, but I just don't. I mean, I'm sure it was simulated because I don't know how they would get the camera from inside and then to outside and then in the back seat of the car because he ends up getting into the car, right?
Yes, he ends up getting, yeah, he ends up like, because of like I guess it's like I don't know if it stopped, but like he was able to like he had to then like get out and then like and then get into the car as well, and then they helped him like kind of get on a train, right? No, that's a different part with the train, but yeah, like
Well,
they helped him.
they were
Yeah.
trying to smuggle him to get toward meeting up with Michael Cera.
Correct. Yeah. Because like the most of the town was on lockdown because he had inadvertently killed those network agents or the network goons is what I should say. Like they're not cops. They're at this point they're goons. So yeah, that whole sequence is cool. And then him trying to get to, of all places, Derry, Maine. Like I was just like, of course he's going to Derry, Maine. Like
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's right, because that's also Stephen King.
yeah, I was like, that actually makes sense. Yeah, like but then while he's walking through like cuz that was also like him running away or like trying to like hide out somewhere before he got on a train and then I think that's where he like put on the priest outfit and then he's trying to do
Yeah.
like the blind priest. And I'm like, "Hey, did you see that, father?" And then he stops and the guy's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you? He's blind." And I was just like, yeah, that's my whole thing. And so like, and then that's when it's one of the guys is watching. He's like, oh crap, like they're on to me. Like I have to, make sure he doesn't take a big, video and try to do stuff. I try to remember. I think that was after he was walking by and people were like, Richards lives. He's still good. Whereas Jenny, the other like doesn't care person, is like she did her whole escape.
Oh
in
no,
Las
that
Vegas.
was I think that was when he was already about to meet up with Michael Cera's character.
Ah, that's right, with Elton. Yeah.
But you're thinking of it was the same night that he was the priest. He went to like a convenience store. And then that's when the
Correct,
guy
yeah.
like the guy outside said something to him before he went in and he came out and then he stopped him again to say something. And then that's when he noticed the camera recording inside the building and attacked the guy.
Yeah, and that's like he's like, no, like, hey, you can't send that out. Yeah, so
And then that's when
yeah,
he ran and then jumped on the train to get out of there. And
yeah,
then after that's when he was in the other town and he saw the clip on TV of the girl. She was being chased in the bar or in the club and then
like
got
McCone was
torched.
going out there. Yeah,
Well, no,
and they
she
got
she
torched.
got away.
She got away in Vegas, which is wild because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
no,
a lot of
yeah. She got
collateral.
away, but then she got
and then fell
torched
asleep
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole thing was like, damn, dude, like I guess they noticed it was like there's a lot of collateral damage that goes through like the Running Man, like that's nuts, and they're just like whatever, like sorry for your loss. Here's some money that we don't really, that's not gonna bring your loved ones back. However, but yeah, so then she ran away. She's like, yeah, I did it. Richards ain't the only one. Whatever. I'm super drunk, and then she got flamethrowered by two little kids. And again, the best part of that, one is just like, oh, they hate, rando citizen kills because it kind of like ruins the mystique of the show. But also, like, what did those kids win?
And they get like a
Oh,
lifetime supply of cereal or something like that.
yeah, something
A,
stupid.
a literal lifetime supply of cereal. Yeah, I was like, dude, this is stupid. I was like, good lord, like that's dumb.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's a good amount of money
of cereal, sure.
for life.
For life, dude. However long the network can pay for it. But yeah, like then he saw like people are still like rallying around him. So that was pretty cool. But then finally we got he meets up with like that next big set piece action sequence was him with Elton. Good lord, like Elton's mom. It's just like that to me was like this is what happens when like you're really elderly like family members like only sit down to watch one thing and that's it and that they get their entire worldview based off of one thing. I mean, she was also crazy, but that's a different thing. Yeah, that's also a different thing. But like, he's kind of like, okay, my dad died. She's kind of nuts on her own, but I'm here running an entire like rebel propaganda news mill. So I think it was cool to see Michael Cera like back again in an Edgar Wright film, kind of like doing his own thing. That
Yeah,
part was cool.
because Scott Pilgrim was one of those that I have not seen, and I was
What?
like, yeah, no, I still haven't seen it. So,
Same.
but then I was like,
What?
yeah, I
Reviewing
forget that
Anthony.
Michael. I forget that he was
Anthony,
in it.
okay, now we know what we're doing next week. Yeah. What? How are they, dude? How have you? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do my best not to
I've
let this
mentioned this
derail.
before.
I'm
I've
surprised
mentioned
you
this before.
have.
We
I have
thought
not
that
seen
in since last time you mentioned it that you would have seen it.
So
Yeah.
I mean, the only Edgar Wright stuff I've seen are, of course, the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy,
Mhm.
Baby Driver.
Baby
Okay.
Driver, and then this one.
Okay,
Okay.
That's it. That's all I've seen.
so you're missing 2 others.
So
Yeah.
I've seen the same amount as you, Zach.
Oh boy,
Oh
same
boy.
amount or the same movies?
But same amount,
Like,
but not the same
same amount of-
movies.
Yeah, because
No, like
Danny said I've seen the same amount, but is it just like the number of movies or the same
yeah,
movies?
the same movies technically.
Oh, okay. So Danny
you've seen
also
all
has
of
not seen Scott Pilgrim.
You've not, yeah, Danny. You've also not seen Scott Pilgrim or Last Night in Soho.
Oh, I did see Last Night in Soho. Yeah, never
Okay.
mind.
Okay, so you're one up.
I beat you.
Yeah, I was like, you got him. You
You're
got him.
Edgar wrong.
You're like, I love this director, but I've not seen like the most cult classic. Well, the second most cult classic of all his films.
Which is Shaun of the Dead, obviously.
Okay, third. Yeah, because number one is
No,
obviously Hot
fourth.
Fuzz.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is by far number
Hot
one.
Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and then Scott Pilgrim, and then I think Baby Driver comes in a fourth because that movie has its own like really fun style. But anyway, I
ranking right now?
digress.
Let's rank.
No, we're not ranking them. No, we're not going this far. So I digress.
Another day.
That whole sequence in the house in Derry, like.
But I think by
thoughts do
far
you guys have?
my favorite in the whole movie. By far my favorite.
Yeah, that whole sequence was a lot of fun.
Yeah, all the little traps that he had set up. That's just
It
good
was
fun.
fun and very ridiculous.
Yeah, it felt like elevated level of Home Alone, but in a
Oh
future
yeah,
with a lot of planning and
like apocalyptic type of
apocalyptic.
Yeah, like Doomsday Prepper, like this is going nuts. I think it was nice too because we also got the great story about him and his dad, how like he got
Oh, the
he had
hot
to
dog
resign
cart?
from being
The
a cop.
hot-
Yeah, hot dog cart. Yeah, it's like don't ask about the
Don't
hot
ask
dog
about the
cart.
hot dog.
Like, yeah, and I love how he even brought up. He's like, you want to ask about what's up with the hot dog cart, right? Yeah, it's like okay, here's the story, and I like that because you got an idea of this like it's more of an idea of like how the world was changing. And how his dad was like, well, you're not serving the people anymore. We're serving some big network corporation. So instead, I'm just going to, like serve, be a street vendor, serve hot dogs and stuff. And, through some tragic events, it ends up being just him and his mom. His mom kind of loses a bit more of her mind. So she's just stuck on the TV watching Freebie. And, he tries to be a voice of like change and reason on it. So, it was cool to see him like really prep for it, but like to the point where like, oh, maybe he can get away and like they can kind of like, oh, I'm not here, but he actually trips the alarm himself because he's like, fine, you know what? It's finally come to this. We're gonna make a lot of this stuff happen. We're gonna go out in a blaze of glory and try to help Ben Richards to get out to the bunker that he had made a long time ago. But yeah, like run down like some of the crazy like stuff he did to take out and kill the goons. Because we saw one from the trailer, but there were a couple others.
I don't remember the trailer, but
The Super Soaker.
oh, that was in the trailer. Oh,
It was in every trailer.
Yeah,
don't
every
remember.
trailer it's there.
I honestly
And
don't
I love how
remember
that
if
wasn't
I
the most
saw
ridiculous
the
one,
trailer
and I loved
trailer.
how like they saved like the more ridiculous ones for like the rest of the movie. I was really happy about that because I saw it like you watch the movie like, oh, it's the part from the trailer. Okay, cool. And then you get to like the part upstairs, and you're like, dude, what the hell? And they're like, it's like, come on, he has
Table
a
flips
fire
over and the
pole.
flamethrowers.
Yeah, and then like the cellar with the flamethrowers, dude. But he had the fire pole, dude. He's just like, why are we going down a fire
In the
pole?
tub.
Yeah, in the tub. That like Ben Richards just like is out of his mind right now. He's like, dude, what is going on? Like, why am I here? I know why I'm here, but dude, what the hell?
It's like we came upstairs to go back down.
Yeah, we went upstairs just to go back down. I mean, mind games, right? Like Anthony and I like to say that all the time. Is like you got
Yeah.
mind games.
Well, I got mad when he just like said, "Screw it, I'm gonna press the button." I was like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
Yeah, but then you saw like the sheer joy he had killing all those
Yeah,
guys,
but it was
especially
like
because they're from the town that like turned on his dad. So he's like, yeah, it's time to stick it to him.
it just felt
Uh,
weird
He's
because he
been
did
waiting
this
for his whole
whole. I know, but he did this whole like, "Oh man, you're like the chosen one. You gotta go forward and spread the word." And then so it's
Yeah,
like if you're trying to like help this guy out, but then you like press the button to get all these guys to come in for him to like almost get caught or pretty much get caught. I don't know. It just seemed a little off, but yeah, he was crazy anyway. So
yeah. I think
so
I
was his
think it made
mom.
up for it because he was so prepared for it. I think that's to me like yeah. I think the mad and like like surprised and mad makes sense at first. He's like, dude, what the hell? And
Well,
then you see everything he went through. He's like, God, Lee, like okay, no, he's prepared.
well, not
Like he even
completely,
had the
because like yeah, he took out a good amount, but they just kept coming, and then they're like, all right, we gotta escape, and then
yeah.
they got caught once they like went like in his tunnel or
Yeah, he got stabbed by God, what's the name of that other runner? I forgot that guy's name. But was it Frank? No. I forgot I forgot who it was. But yeah, it was one of those other like hunters and he uh he stabbed, like like he got stabbed, but then he still was able to kind of get around. Which brings me to like other points that like two other things that I really liked. One, I was thinking about it now with like the other characters that helped out Ben. Like I know like he's feeling a little bit of guilt. I know he probably was feeling guilty about William H. Macy's character, who helped him out with like the initial disguises and like paid him for all of these like extra uh like tools and tricks and resources to help him out. And like I liked it how like I don't know if he was like being like he had a nightmare that they were torturing him or it was actually like really happening. To me, I
pretty
took
sure
it
it was
as
actually happening.
it is actually happening. Yeah. But it was shot it was like transitioned really well to make him think that's like holy crap, like I'm now like going to sleep and I'm also like pretty paranoid about this because this is real. And now like damn, like I'm also like um bringing other people into this and I'm also like getting them into putting them at risk too. But like damn, I'm doing all this for my wife and daughter. Um but then that then takes me to like the escape, the whole escape sequence. And he's kind of bleeding out but McCone still shoots Elton, so they do that really cool like crash with the car because he's like, oh, I'm gonna, blow him up. Like, I'm gonna, like, because he knew he was bleeding out. He's like, oh, I'm gonna take him out. Like, I'm gonna, just take the map and go because I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
I had a question
And
on that part. So the dude that
the hot
followed
dog,
them into the tunnel that ended up stabbing Michael Sarah. Michael Sarah ends up slicing this
his
one of this
Achilles.
guy's Achilles.
Yeah.
How is it that he like made it to a truck and then like to try to like stop them on the bridge?
Well, I could speculate. I don't know. Like, I mean, it could be fun to speculate, but I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
think I see it
can it?
completely without the realm of possibility. But uh, I don't know. Maybe he got up and like limped on one leg. I'm not sure. Like, but maybe the cut wasn't that deep. I don't know. Like I think I don't think it's that because we're meant to see that the cut was like, hey, like we sliced his Achilles. Going to that point, I think what was more important is the whole point where you see Dan Killian like starting to try to like, hey, you know what's gonna make for great TV? Take his gun and kill him. And like you even saw that guy like, dude, what the hell? But I think also knows like, hey, that's the game. Like that's how this works. Like this is a whole like um idea where like it's all about the ratings and all about the advertisement money and the TV show. And so like it was nice to see that Ben Richards was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'll just shoot the camera. And just like, nope. But like that's where you just saw like the real like griminess of Dan Killian. So again, kudos also to Josh Brolin. Awesome, awesome job.
His teeth, man.
His like super bright white veneers.
Yeah, it was off. Every time I looked, I was like, wait.
But that's the point. I think to me that was the point. I was like, that's so
Like
purposeful.
so
Like,
superficial.
yeah, like it's just like the here's the thing, and yeah, like it was perfect. So there were points where even I was convinced. Of like, oh, he's right. Like, yeah, like what's going on? Yeah, like uh, of course, yeah. Why not this guy? Yeah, this is absolutely it. Why not? Um, but yeah, that was a really fun like big explosion sequence. Again, he's getting money for now. He took out a hunter, so he got like what $100,000 or something. So
What
that was our
he took out 3 of them, right? Or am I thinking of something else? Or
no.
is
I
that
think
later
he
on?
took
I can't remember.
that might have been later on. Yeah, but it was also like there was more
No, he
people.
only took out the one, the dude that got his Achilles taken out, and
Yeah,
then but he doubled. He died in the
he
actual
double
truck
died. Yeah,
explosion. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I was
okay,
like,
no, I'm thinking of then the plane scene later on.
right. That's where the others were.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, that's
that's
maybe the
later
others.
on, which was cool because the like him like so Ben's still going along and he's trying to do all this stuff and he's trying to get to that bunker. Plot twist: the bunker's not there. It's been paved over by an actual like a housing development. So he's like stuck there for a day and he's like, crap, I gotta go.
Wait, is that what happened?
Yeah, he got there and he's like, what the hell? Like it got paved over by a housing development.
Oh, okay. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to that part. I thought he just wound up at some random place and like hit out there.
No, no, like I bet this the movie establishes that Ben Richards is pretty competent, so he followed the instructions. He got there, he's just like, oh my god, like it's now houses, so they paved over all of that, so he can't like break. And if he tries to break through all that stuff, then it gives away where he's at, so he's boned, so he can't do it. He got that was like almost he got put in check, basically, and then that's where he gets desperate and like has to carjack this poor girl. For
The
a
girl from
while,
Coda, right?
what?
The girl from Coda.
That's the girl from Coda. Yeah, it took me the
Oh,
longest
was
time.
it?
It
Okay.
took me the
The daughter,
longest
right?
time to figure
Yeah, the
out.
main character.
Yeah, the main character. Like I was just like, dude, what the heck? Yeah, that was Ruby, Amelia Jones. She did great. Like she was great. I'm not a bad person. You are. He's like, well, guess what? You're coming along, and she was watching Americanos too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
And that whole like
Yeah,
fake speech where she saw herself like getting out of the car.
yeah, and she got out and she's like, "Wait, that's not me." It's like, "What? They're gonna do that?" It's like, "Yeah, like
Like I told
welcome
you.
to welcome to the show now." And she's just like, "Wait, this is really going on." It's like, "Yeah, there's people out there who are just struggling just to like get basic medicine to live. Like understand like this is more of this stuff going on." And I think it was enough to where like you could see that he's mad because he's gone over like what 3 weeks into this whole thing and like he's trying not to like lose it on top of her. So I think at that point it wasn't beating me over the head with the message because you could just tell it like yeah like he's getting fed up with it all like he's having to do all this stuff and she's just like in fairy tale land not understanding that the world is very complicated and different and like somebody took over her car, right? Was that the network like going through like autopilot and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was a lot of that happening too. So
Well, speaking of the car X, since you're newly into a certain sport, did you see what the brand of the car was, what the
it
manufacturer
was a
was?
Renault, exactly.
No. Oh, well, okay. Yes and no, but yeah.
Or was it okay? So wasn't
It
it
was
a
the
Renault, or
other
was
one. It was the other one.
was it? Oh, it was actually an Alpine. Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
it was actually
Yeah.
an Alpine car.
Same
It's
company,
the
but yeah.
concept. Yeah, Renault's like the big main umbrella. But yeah, I think that's like a concept or like so. If I'm not mistaken, I think the movie was shot mostly in um. Gosh, was it mostly shot in the UK? I don't remember. Um,
Was it really?
UK or Canada? I wouldn't be
or
surprised.
is it Canada? Yeah,
Canada.
because
I mean, to
I
me,
was
I feel like a lot
wondering.
of it was Canada. But I mean, I
Principal
could be wrong
photography
too.
began in the UK, guys.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, they did stuff at Wembley for an action sequence. They shot a lot of stuff in Glasgow, some random stuff in Bulgaria. But yeah, most of it in the UK.
Cool.
So that's cool. Yeah, so I that makes sense. They're like, hey, let's get a concept Alpine electric car. Yeah, like that was cool. Um, but yeah, like that's I mean that's where you kind of get the whole like, hey, like I'm gonna try to do this thing and cross the border into Canada. Like, um, and
What would have happened if he got to Canada?
he would have probably like still done the parachute thing, where he would have parachuted out and then he would have landed in another country, so where they can't just cross
Yeah, and he would have
borders
just
to kill a man. It's
lasted
illegal.
longer because he still was what only like wasn't he still like a week had like a week left at that point?
He had about, I think, one more week. Yeah,
So
about 20,
so what
21 days.
he would have been like untouchable in
No, it just
Kinda.
would have taken. I think it just would have taken longer for them to find him.
I think because initially he was just gonna like go over the border, but because of all the surveillance and all the stuff going on, uh, what was it that they're like? Oh, they have your DNA taggers and all like the street lamps or street lights and other stuff. Like
Yeah,
that was another nuts thing. That was like, yeah,
that's
like the game's
nuts.
rigged. They're gonna find you, like no matter what.
I feel like with those, like he would have been found out the whole entire time at any point in time.
Yeah, which is why like I think that's what Bradley had said, is that it's only towards the end of the game where they start ramping up a lot of like the cheat codes for them to win,
Hmm.
because it's like no one's ever gonna win all the money. Like they're just gonna like
Yeah, it's like if
do
they
some of
wanted
this.
to, they could have gotten you a long time ago, but they're keeping you alive for the ratings.
Exactly. Yeah. Like they want to keep you alive for the race. Like you even see Killian just like, yeah, look at this guy. Like what a great, what a spectacle in Boston. Like that's a ratings man right here. And like that's when you even saw like more people getting behind him, to the point where it's getting out of control for them. But going back to it, they end up getting the plane. They end up like he does the whole thing where they talk about the explosives earlier and like, hey, I have that explosive that was spoken about earlier by William H. Macy, and just like, hey, I'm gonna blow up everybody around here if you don't do stuff. So that was a good bluff to get on the plane, and again, like these sequences are shot really well. Like, it's unfortunate that this girl had to still come along for the ride, basically. Um, but at that point, it was kind of just like that girl Amelia is just like has to like, all right, we're here now. Like we got to go through all of this, and that's where like apparently like that whole sequence when he gets to the plane, like that's very similar to the book, because like that whole plane sequence is like where you get the whole like plot twist of McCone. You're like, hey, he was the first guy to play this and actually won. But instead of winning, they made it so that he didn't win, and now he's like the new hunter, and like has been the hunter forever. And then you have like the whole like extra deal of just like, oh, no matter what, we're still gonna like win, because you either take the deal and become the new hunter, and like we're gonna play with the footage where they broke in and killed your family to create sympathy for you, and then the hunters broke the code, like, and again, Coleman Domingo selling that story really, really well. But like that was interesting. So the whole thing at the end is supposed to be that like in the book he like crashes the plane into the TV studio's like main headquarters building and just kind of like goes out in a blaze of glory. But apparently the change is what is that like, oh, like that plane has a built-in failsafe that the cockpit will eject. So then that tied into the whole idea, which was again was I liked this. I think I remember reading reviews and people didn't like it, but I liked the whole like the same like Bradley going into like his like video of just like, yeah, like there's a rumor that Ben Richards might not actually be dead because of this whole thing going on, and this action, like tying in the dots and doing all of this. So like that was cool, and then that gave us like the big moment that then lines up very similar to the old '87 movie where Ben Richards kind of comes out after the rest of the crowd kind of goes wild and just like, this show sucks, or like this is terrible, and they kind of start rebelling over everything.
I
So
don't mind that change. I just don't know if like the execution was the best. I felt like that was, the end of the movie, and it felt like from that point on, it was like, okay, now it's like a mad dash to the end of the movie. And it was just like a lot of things happening, and then I was like, okay, here's the end of the movie after a couple scenes. And so yeah, I think if you would have just ended it with him crashing a plane, that would have been like, oh wow, okay. But yeah, just cutting to Bradley and his whole spiel of like, hey, pretty much like the whole like revolution. Because if he's alive, he spread the word about how fake everything is and how this corporation is messing with everything, and it just seemed like I don't know. It seemed like with everything that they told you in the movie, especially like we were talking about earlier, the was it the traffic stops or whatever it is that can sense the DNA of people. Like I feel like with that technology, it would be like very difficult to hide somebody, especially if they're like that's all they're doing is probably looking for him. So I don't know. It just seemed like a little far fetched for him to like be able to because they didn't really say how long. Did they say how long the time frame was from like from when it cut after the plane sequence to like the last broadcast at the end of the movie? Was it like weeks? Was it months? I don't remember, but it just
To
seemed
me,
like
I would have assumed maybe close to a year, because like any big game show, like how you're gonna have a big whole thing and then it come back like, oh, this is the next season, because they were beginning to bring up the next season of The Running Man, and that's when Bobby T's like, you created a monster because everybody wants Richards, because all that stuff going around is like he's not necessarily dead, but you kind of venerated the guy to be such a high thing, so he's like, you know what, I'm out. Like, what was wild is that like he's out and like they draw guns on him and he's just like, I'm Bobby T. What you do? Shoot me? Like, read my contract. It says F you. It's just like, okay.
he's just like, no, I'm just gonna walk out of here. But yeah, I mean, if that's true, if it is a year, then to me, it makes it even more unbelievable to me that he just was able to avoid all the technology that could find him for a whole year, um, until that one moment where he goes back and um,
Yeah, I mean, one, you
especially
can
that sequence
stay
where
off
he
grid.
visits his
Yeah.
wife. The sequence where
Yeah.
he visits his wife after who knows how long, because she clearly got money and she was able to afford going to the grocery store and all that. And then
Yeah.
like he
And he's
pays
able to
for the
smuggle in
groceries.
there.
But it's
Yeah.
like for him to even do that, I feel like, dude, you're gonna get caught just by being there. Like people will
Yeah.
find you by being there. So I don't know. It was a little outlandish to me that it would um like, I need to rewatch it to see how long of a time frame if they even say. But yeah, I just felt like I guess the pace from the plane sequence to the end felt too quick. Maybe I would have minded a couple more scenes to like make you feel whatever time has gone by a little bit more. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
But if it's been after 30 days or after the 30 days, then wouldn't he just be in the clear?
No, because he did. Because like, they have to sell. They
So
have, remember, they have
the
to sell the story of him
the
being dead.
show sent the missile and blew the plane up to sell that like he's in the plane, he's a raging killer, and he's gonna come crash his plane into our building, and then it blows up right before it heads to the building. But they show it on television as if like, oh, we stopped it and he's dead now. But the thing
Yeah.
is, they know that he's not dead, so they would still be looking for him, like without anybody knowing. But
Yeah.
the audience and most of the world, except for the people that know he's alive, just are going on with their lives. So that's why I feel like because the corporation knows that he most likely didn't die, that they would be searching everywhere for him. And so for him to be able to find refuge for a year when he could barely do it for 3 weeks in the Running Man, it just seems little odd.
But how hard were they looking for him afterwards?
I don't know that they didn't show or say that because the movie ended very quickly. Like Xavier was saying, it was just like, oh, they were just going to the next season, however long that was. Next season could have been a month from there, from that point on. Who knows? But
Yeah. Like, it's tricky because it kind of tells you that yes, some time passed, but you don't know about how much. And I don't know if it's just like maybe they like do a whole thing where it's just like an idea, or like because he's dead, maybe they're not like they don't they kind of wiped us. Like again, you don't know that. This is where it gets to that territory of like I would like to know a little bit more. Um, but let's figure that out.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure they took stuff out and shortened this movie, and have a feeling that some of that stuff might have been at the end. But
yeah, like it does feel like yeah, like it kind of like rushes to tie it up nice and neat. But like at least with the like a good like I like the change from the book, but like to that point, like maybe add a little bit more of just like oh like give a little bit of extra time passing before just hey it's next season like just assume it's next season that's fine like that's all right. But yeah still overall
and
like
the
yeah
plane sequence was cool. Had a
yeah
couple uh fights, gunfights, fist fights, zero G fights.
oh no and what's nuts is that like the fight was kind of rigged in Richards' favor
Right.
because they kept like, "Oh, we're on autopilot now. We're gonna take it." I was like, "Dude, that's out of hand." So like that was a lot of fun. Like you said, that was a lot of fun. The big reveal in the cone was really cool too. Like you got, I was like, "Man, we're gonna get the whole movie without Lee Pace's face," and oh, we almost did. We almost did, but then he took off the mask at the end, so that was cool. And again, it also showed like Lee Pace is an imposing dude, so he
Yeah,
sold the
he's really tall.
physicality of
He's
that
really
really
tall.
well. Yeah.
I think he's 6'5" or something like that. He's pretty tall.
That's nuts. Like that is
I mean,
nuts.
he's Ronin, so
He is 6'5". Holy crap, dude.
Ronin the Accuser. Oh, is he really on that
Yeah.
like exact amount? Oh,
You're a wizard, Anthony.
I just figured Harry. I just figured yeah, he was around like 6'4" ish.
Yeah. No, he's like the same height as Jacob Elordi. That's the new like big dude right now because of Frankenstein. Anyway, but yeah, kind of tying all there. Movies definitely like we talk about Edgar Wright style. Like it might be the most muted kind of use of his style, but it definitely shows up there. Like that's what's
It's
pretty cool.
there.
Yeah. Like it's that you definitely get to see it. So
Part of me feels like he was maybe reined in a little bit because
yeah.
I feel like maybe like the beginning of the movie, maybe first 45 minutes or so, or an hour is like because that's also where you get a lot of the I guess world building. You get all of the TV show stuff, the advertisements. And you get like the kind of like the not too quick edits, but like the quick cuts of like the things going on in this world, and that's where you get a lot of like the it's like serious but funny and quirky, and then I feel like at some point it's not as much that anymore, and so I don't know if it was purposeful to only like to make it that way, or if maybe like he wanted the most of the movie or all of it to be more like that, but they're like, okay, let's shift it a little bit toward the end of the movie because it did feel like it was almost like two movies or most of a movie and then like the last block of the movie, something like that.
Yeah, like two different tones. Like it kind of went
Yeah,
from one tone and then shifted to another. Yeah.
yeah, because I like we were saying earlier that definitely the beginning it felt like yeah there were some serious moments, but it was you got a lot of the satire, a lot of the goofy and ridiculousness of like how this world is and because of how this corporation runs things. But then it definitely gets into like wacky once you get to the Michael Cera section and all that.
Yeah.
And then it's like okay, now we're gonna like get into the car with the girl and then like slowly drive through the streets and then like try to talk ourselves out of it and all that.
And see all the people like, oh, like
Yeah.
this is Bill Richards, yeah, like
And
they're
even
kind of
even like
cheering him
even
on,
the
yeah.
civilians that were like would go up to them and try to like shoot them, and then that's like another way that the girl found out that like hey like they just sent people over here to shoot these civilians just so that like I wouldn't die because they need ratings.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, that, like, so it seemed like, yeah, like I definitely did feel Edgar Wright more in like the first half than the second half. But I don't know if he had a different editor in this movie because if you've seen his other movies, like he usually has a very quick editing style, but a very effective editing style. Like even though it's quick edits, like his edits pushes like whatever he's trying to say forward most of the time.
Yeah,
And I
it
don't
was
really they
definitely.
didn't really do that in this movie. There wasn't like super quick edits like that in this movie.
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel like a Three Flavors Cornetto, but
Well, that's
it
what I'm
did have
saying. Like I
like that
wonder if
stuff.
like he might have
Been
had
reined
some of
in a
that
little bit.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
he might have had some of that stuff in like early drafts, and they maybe were like, let's squeeze it a little bit because
Let's tone it down.
yeah, let's just tone down the Edgar Wright of it all.
Edgar Wright isms. No, give me more fast cuts and random splices of dialogue to tell a whole different other story thing going on. That's what I want. No.
Hmm.
Yeah. But what was cool, what I will say, going back to some of the more goofier fun stuff before we kind of hit the finish line for the Running Man. There you go. It's the second one. You're
Oh,
lucky I've only done two. Dude, okay, Zach and I like looked at each other when they had the Liquid Death commercial.
oh yeah, that was funny.
That was hilarious. I'm like, that's a real brand. I wish we were sponsored by Liquid Death, but whatever. It's just like murder your thirst. It's like okay, and other people. That and I like the nice little touch of like the currency. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger on the currency.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was a nice little like callback
little
to
nod,
him. What?
a little nod.
Yeah, little nod, a little big nod. But yeah, like like there was a couple things, little things like that, like fun little like Easter eggs built into it. So it's always nice to see some of that. Um, try to see.
But yeah, it's. I mean, I know we can't really rank them because you guys haven't seen all of them. But like overall, I mean, I had fun with the movie. I did have some gripes with it, but I was still entertained by it. I still liked it. I still recommend it. But when I compare it to his others, I don't know if it's up there because I feel like not all of his movies are amazing, but a lot of them are. I think a lot of them are really good, and so it's hard for me to put this one, you know, with the three Cornetto movies. Or I really like Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim. So it's weird for me to say, but I'd probably put this around
Last,
the bottom of his movies, which is weird to say. It's like, yeah, it was still fun, but when you compare it to the others,
you're
like
gonna
we
put
were
it
saying,
under Last Night in Soho.
I don't know yet, but right now they're tied, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
But it's the same thing. Last Night in Soho has like cool moments, and it's a pretty like tense, tense thriller. So it's a completely different type of movie. But yeah, I just feel like the others, aside from these two, the others are like on a kind of like another notch of his style, which I think, I mean, like judging from box office, it's not his movies that don't light up the box office, which sucks because you know I think us four we enjoy his movies,
Yeah,
and
we
I
can
think
only
he
go watch them so many times. Like
right
that
like
feels like
he
weird.
kind of like has a cult following of like people who really like his movies, but the thing is like not many people watch them, which kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
fair point. Yeah,
so
that like more of a cult following maybe.
even
Kind of like
it's not
Wes
just like
Anderson.
right, even yeah, it's like even if like yeah, you could say like, oh yeah, this one didn't make that much money. It's like yeah, but you have to understand this one's rated R. It came out in a bad month this year, and also if you look at it, his other movies didn't really make that much money either. So it's like you can't really like it's like it sucks to say, but it's like maybe Edgar Wright is just like right now it's not like a huge box office draw. So it was kind of a gamble to give him what was the budget on this movie?
$110.
Dollar, yeah, 110 million.
$110?
Yeah,
110
110,
million,
$110 million.
yeah,
Yeah.
to do a
That
movie. Is this his highest budget that he's had on any of his movies?
That's a
Good
good
question.
question. I
It
I
it
don't think
might it
so.
might be it might be because I'm sure either Baby Driver or Last Night in Soho were probably his second highest.
Oh no, it's this one.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So like, I mean, I'm glad that a studio's still like giving like good filmmakers like chances. Um, but maybe that's where what I'm talking about comes in, where it's like, all right, we're giving you money, so maybe they have more say. Not maybe, they do have more say in like how the movie's gonna be. And so even though they hired him to do the movie, maybe we didn't get the full Edgar Wright effect because, the studio's like, we want to make sure this movie is watched by a lot of people so we get our money back. But, you know, it's tricky.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tricky. So it's like maybe don't make it 110 million.
Yeah. I think it's all of when it was released. I think if it would have been released at a different time, not in between or like coming up to something like, A Wicked for Good and then Zootopia coming out. It's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
like,
bad.
yeah, I don't think that was the best
But
thing. Well,
even
what
if it
studio
did,
produced this? Was it
uh,
Paramount?
maybe. I'm not
Running
sure.
Man,
I
I
think
think it
it
was.
I think it's Paramount. Yeah, it's Paramount. So I was like, come on, guys, like you know better. But you know what? That just means that they're banking on SpongeBob to recoup all the extra money that the Running Man lost.
But
There you go.
what did this make opening weekend?
28 or something like that.
And now worldwide, it's currently at 48.
Yeah,
48 worldwide? So it's not even
48.
48 local?
Worldwide.
Oh my
Yes,
Yeah,
god.
48
Yeah, that
worldwide.
48 million total
that's
worldwide.
rough,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's
Yep.
rough. And then it puts into question other things. People might see, oh, can Glenn Powell actually like bring people
Carry
to
a
the
movie.
movies? Yeah, can he carry
Yeah.
a movie on his own? And then it might show
I
other
think I
studios
yeah.
like, oh,
I
maybe
don't
we,
think
we shouldn't give
yeah.
directors like this much money. And so yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks because then it probably puts a lot of ideas into other studio heads. Um, but yeah, it's a shame because I know we enjoy Edgar Wright movies, but it's not the general consensus. Or most people either they don't enjoy it or they don't even know about his movies. But I feel
Yeah,
like
like
this one was advertised pretty well. I saw a lot of trailers for this one.
yeah, like I don't know. Like I think like to your point, I don't know if it's like it might do worse for Edgar Wright than Glenn Powell, I think. But like that's I don't know, but we'll see. That's one of those like, we'll see, but I'm kind of more hopeful. Um
Yeah,
So I
hopefully.
kind of see what's there. But yeah, like kind of like I think Anthony kind of wraps up the entire like puts a nice little bow on everything. It's like we enjoyed it. Yeah, it has some flaws, like it has some stuff, but like we genuinely
Well,
enjoy Edgar
I
Wright and
thought
his
it had
stuff.
some flaws. I mean, you guys can say
Yeah.
something different if you guys liked other parts that maybe I didn't. You can go ahead and say it. But
Oh, of course, yeah. Like I think there are things that like um like I know it's being more faithful to the source material, but I think like there are certain things like when they go beyond the TV show or like after the stuff in Dairy that's where like yeah like it kind of like puts on like I need my serious big boy hat and like this is like more of like the kind of serious dystopia kind of things. But I think I still enjoyed it overall. Like, and I think like you said, like the initial like there are some points where like okay, is Ben Richards just like overreacting here? Is he overacting just to get put on some other random show and not the Running Man? Like it was a little trickier to see, but yeah, I think really what hurt the movie is the time and the time of and the release window. It's just like Paramount's just like I don't know what to do. We're just gonna throw this in there. Let's see what happens.
and
Like
November is such a weird time too, because most years, November, December, even then of October, is usually where a
Oscar
lot of
bait.
studios they put their Oscar baity type movies.
Yeah,
Not
like
that the
Rental
not that a
Family
lot,
came out like this
yeah,
past
but
weekend after recording. Like that's
not
very Oscar
no,
bait esque movie. Yeah.
right, and it's not like a lot of those movies usually are like eat up a lot of box office anyways. But the thing is, that just means more movies are coming out around this time, which means there's like more of a selection. So, like we were talking about earlier, October was like notorious for like having like one of the lowest box offices in an October for like the past like 20 years or something like that for
Yeah.
that month. So like they could have easily brought this out the beginning of October and it would have had 4 weeks of like no other movie interrupting it and possibly getting more money in 4 weeks before any of these other big movies like Wicked coming out. So yeah, it's just a little odd. Or just release it in January or February, like other months where there's not like huge competition. It's just very odd to release it in November. It's like it's not like this is a Thanksgiving movie or a holiday movie to like try to bring it out during the holidays. It's just like it really could have been. It could have opened like in any other month. So yeah, very very odd decision for them to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's if anything, it's a learning lesson of what kind of to do and like say, hey, like what to kind of hopefully the right lessons are and learns are taken away from it. So at least we don't get you know, get taken away any other opportunities for Edgar Wright to kind of, do the stuff he's really good at doing.
I mean, we didn't touch on it too much, but I mean, the movie looked great. It sounded great. The score was okay. The musical choices were good too.
The musical choices are always good. Like that's the one thing that you always get out of Edgar Wright is like the songs that he picks are always are always that good. Like you already know that's like you're gonna get some good stuff. Like that's why you had like some of like the kind of like funk, kind of like funk or like soul music, or kind of like hype up like a lot of like the chase sequences, or like when he's kind of like moving around and dropping off the tapes and sending the messages. That stuff was really cool, and
So
it kind of added to the energy.
I think Danny and Zach have some homework because I actually think that they're both gonna like Scott Pilgrim.
They will absolutely
A
like
lot.
Scott Pilgrim. I'm bummed because what was it? When was it, Anthony, that we went to go watch like an anniversary of it?
Wasn't
Wasn't it like last year or the
no,
year before?
it was a couple years ago because I think this year is like the 15th anniversary. So that means because I remember during COVID, they were like, it's the 10-year anniversary. So we
Oh
watched it at
yeah,
some point recently. I don't remember what year though. It might have been during COVID, like when they reopened theaters. I don't remember, but
yeah. Was
yeah,
it
it's
15 or was it 10? I think it might have been like 10.
I think it came out 2010. I think that's when it came
It
out.
was it's 10th anniversary.
Or did
Oh,
it come out
50, yeah,
2015?
15. It was 15. Yeah, 2015. 2015. Oh no, 2010 is when it came out. So then 2020, like I want to say they might have pushed it to like 2021 for like its 10-year anniversary. But yeah, that's nuts. Like that it's freaking me out.
But yeah,
Movie's awesome. Yeah, that
go
movie's
watch
also
it.
great. So you have some Edgar Wright homework. For those listening, we kind of went through the entire movie, but if you haven't seen it, you should watch it, see what we're talking about, and kind of get your own takes on it. But then go back and watch some of his other works. A lot of casual people who haven't seen a lot of like Edgar Wright stuff, really liked Baby Driver. So um, you've got a good selection of his movies to play around with.
He also worked on an old British TV show with
Yeah.
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost called Spaced.
Beast. That
Pretty
was a
funny.
fun one. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a really fun one. But yeah, Danny, Zach, any last comments?
I don't go watch the movie.
Like, go watch it, please, and thank you.
Give it some
Support
more
it.
money.
Yeah, give it some love,
give
guys.
it give
not
it the
perfect, but
money
give it
it
some love.
deserves. Give it what it deserves.
Yeah, maybe like Paramount. It'll like top all the streaming of Paramount Plus, but also Paramount Plus is, just it's kind of going off of just the TV shows. But yeah, it is yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Like, we went with a big group, and a lot of the people watching it like this was fun. Like they enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, we reached the finish line of the. I used that one already. Can't use it again. Gotta take off our running shoes. It's over. We won the game. Yeah, I'm done. No, so tell us what you all think. Definitely let us know. If there anything you like to see, any other Easter eggs and stuff you want. We'll do some comparisons from the original 1987 movie. I think that'd be fun to catch in terms of like a lot of Arnold action movies and compare it to something like this, a little more stylized action. But as we're recording this, we're going into Thanksgiving weekend, so we are going to keep next episode a bit of a mystery while we kind of give thanks. Last year, or was it last year or the year before? Last year we did Thanksgiving, didn't we?
I think it was 2 years ago now.
Damn, don't
Yeah,
say
it was
2
a
years
while ago. We need
Man.
to.
Yeah, where's Thanksgiving 2?
You need to watch that on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, yeah.
Two thanks to giving.
It was 2 years ago, guys. Yep.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, that one really
That's a
was fun.
new standard, iconic.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Apparently it's in production, but we'll see.
Oh boy.
Yep. Yeah, that's movie's so good. It's so ridiculous. But all right, guys. Till next time. Set your DB. I don't know. I had a really funny thing, so I hope you guys enjoy The Running Man when you go watch it. But until then, tune in till next time. Thank you so much for checking us out. You guys have a good one.
Later.
Later.
Americano.